Yawbuabin Asamoah, Communications Director, Emma New Patriotic Party. Asempa 94.7 FM. MPP, the majority caucus. Bremo, if you are the Bia and you may no watch it and the fan, a copim nondu. Obeka ye honsa breno, yem penny for a cuckoo dam, a way you kum, a way you buy mu, or back no more betnancy, none near ma, or my mu yen she ye, you do my dear chum, dear Pessi, and ye call ye nimu, near bow, na also wabo, wabrabo, what be. Intibra, Nabeka, majority caucus, Asempa 94.7 FM. If you are the Bia, you may no watch any fan, a pim nontu kasa papa bi na abeti NPP no snake get the way try and strong na Asempa FM 94.7. Asempa FM. Asempa FM. NPP no snake get the way try and strong you. Na 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 na. Hey no snake, hey no snake. Asempa FM. Hey no snake, hey no snake. NPP control mandele kufuado. Antama. Asempa FM. Minutes after 8 p.m. Asempa 94.7 FM. Majuna Pacho, what to say? We set Mama wa kwaba na mama Jo Eddie Aba majority caucus. Se edru fia da nwumre na se wote sesa enwumi afiase a na kire se eye majority caucus ene de bro. Ewo Asempa 94.7 FM. Na channel so a free sabre and a date a 7th of August 2020. A free sabre ekokopem 7th of December 2020 no. Ghana for a fear than you may be an ebetanasi. Na yetnasia a day na yedi honkomo. Yetnasia afre yede babetun senyeni. Enfia watchi amemu and enfia nine amemu. Obebi sase na enfia watchi amemu ne enfia na amemu de. Ye bed then ye didn't know atun senyeni. Well, former President Rollins said Nana Akufo-Addo, former President Mahama, also Nana Akufo-Addo 8 years, maybe, just maybe. Oune said Nana, what he's done in 4 years, it's almost like 8 years. But of course, former President John Mahama was Vice President and President. And Fianwachi, Niani Nana Wakabum against Nana Akufo-Addo's record of 4 years by December. and it's a baby component for Yasha. And in your piano, a moody and your pay. Is it an economy? A grow less than 4%, or economy? A grow over 7%. You may be saying, I won't say, is it an education system? Aquadano sepe na ufo obia or the Nibeko school. Only bia any Aquadano on penny baby intina. Free senior high school as against Tria, never abako. Oh, and now is it a system whereby obi or the neba at the Ako school? Si yanko tete mo me nurse ni. And now soon pose yentiti mo me teacher ni. E san se bi ni hɔ no benya bibi di aboa no ma natuni Ako school na wie. Eno na ye pɛ ananso se Rebecca say ye mfasika ne ma open school ni jai. Or is it a record of doom so? Eno ene ye betena se ewo Asempa 94.7. Enwumre biara a ye fiada ewo Asempa 94.7 FM. Bedi di fifi boafo me na metena mu se obi a mehwe dwumadie so ananso your host Ed Madwumadie a friend majority caucus. Enani da edikan a edi dwumadie ede ma wo. Na enne ya yatena si no. Dwumadie ne yachemu afamienu. Ghana for dodo na enim se be ye busumini ene ye feed intrase. Enura ne de be
Asempa FM.
De yate ne se obema kwan ema obi a wantumi antwere oni din no wako office na afi wako se ye betwere oni din. Mop up. Sai ana akoso. Oh, I'm sure you remember very well all the talk. I so. Ebi mo krampo ka kire se koba ne se ye twro din dia ene ye sutro besu. Basa ye beba. Oh, ye 3 year. Sutro bi enso. Ananso mpo se na nya se ye organize se ye nko boss sutro ho. But really a day ana akoso sabre nyina no. The new patriotic party me atiase say a new register is the way to go. Sabre ya register for frabana. Enye biya no, how helpful would it be at my electoral system? I'm privileged to have the national organizer at the New Patriotic Party, Samia Oku, to talk about the registration exercise. I feel we are. Yabise I say obi ye Ghana niya, and ye ni bibi mani pa krono otosin kwembiso. Anase Ghana ni biya ye Ghana ni. Nasi ya chiche mpuntu juma eno ye me kire so we ye Ghana ni na we nye Ghana ni ana ekoduru sabra ye to aba esanse meke bibi ma to bia sum so wo de wono utosin we mpe wasema na we chiu se de bedua mo ato aba de ama me eno na ma edi nchichemu de ba yemu ana ya bo ya asrafo ana say soldiers we ye memu ya bi ma bo so bo mostly the National Democratic Congress so wo hadi pa bi no mo Utieti a wonfa ahudie so. Minister of Defense so. Honorable Dominic Nitiu be join me. And of course, why ye ka won asem do na so aban time framantemu for. Enye bia na aban time framantemu for ana. Richard Ahiagba e obi ofru framantemu. One kwanche for penny or that dan constitute ano. They will join me in second part of the show near the nkomo. Answer near the nkomo be hihya so no. Tiewe na afi yento aso.
Asempa FM. Asempa FM. Asempa FM. Asempa FM.
Tama o man omo papa firim ntam na de o odi ka kwara no nyini tie man kwara o wachire ni nyina school ni ye basa ni prayer metimi o anfo bi anko secondary school until last one neja another woman free education metimi de me ba wura aba school pon a ye friend Ganas ya me ba asebia watimi wura sa school school fees me ka minya school fees me ko fa ne minya me to 1 million kura me ni budget me ma da menya school fees say 10 million and 20 million the quote school fees. I'm a back secondary school. If free HS as you can say, I'll go me papa. I'll go me mammy baba way. What in the school? I'm a Dutch wire, cratching nearby mammy dear. Then I am a day. I'll go me papa.
Paramo, Jesus in Pona, near in the Dubia medical school. You know what we are Mechi. My brother and son are met medical school. Now,
Asempa FM.
Mampana Muto. Macamaca bread, and son of me, as can I about top school and Madame. See, Mana Mergent, Senior Miss Maba, senior high school. What's remember now more, Jesus and Miss Shada. Now, Mergent there. Now, Miss Shading for President. That's a passer, Metuna SHS. It's one of my mother's young boy, Bessa. It's another one of our Sunday. Major and Mantara Mission, what books are more in another town. It's a major saying another and coming into the school. Then be a meteorologist or Madachi.
Abraham Jason, more from Tuna Mammy. Mammy from them, yea, the Bibia, one of Mammy, I tried the autumn. Papa sometimes listen to this compost so you be. Macatama to me, so you be. Teach them about their son. If you grab pad and a lazy pampo, I did in your beauty. When you are for, I'm a swing penny. Until me will just see none of you ready to me. Yeah, maybe I could see you, man, I'd make a day. Until you were from Tinumaro Kada, I prefer to free as a chess in back. Normally, I the middle was sit. So to my death, my best says, no, about your school. To my bar. Now, sometimes for the wishes I did the school, for you I am a deep. Maybe sometimes most of the mammy ready tea. I feel so maybe able to me, I should be school. Young just go for simple. My Gary sugar now, Miranadi, put I did even if you at our school. Now, a table to school for Saka.
Aquarano, a blow DHS no, or veteran of crown, not a more team, I make a crack. And so a bra will be now pass it. Let me say, when you're free HS no. In fact, a manager be brave. It's a quarabi or who say, oh, yeah, dear, me, but say, no, yeah, dear pie. It is a kind of free HS now. A come up on a bro. Lanka, me, soon. Send me back every yard. And I said, cafes crana, you chase card, missing yard, and come in to meet you, and what and say, Bass, a free HS. Na me ba na enya agri in fact many die ha enti da me kan say FHS no aboa me ye ka me ben tumi nko school no betumi akokra akon go ntumi nya agri.
Asempa FM 94.7.
Utie Majority Caucus ewa Asempa 94.7 FM. Me am di dwede ho chiame within fifi boafo. Sami Oku a national organizer at the New Patriotic Party. MPP for the Ebra na National Democratic Congress NDC for yo yechre ewo mountain so court no. No me ati as say the open say yemtro edin foforo. Say edin tro no abaso eme aba na wiye. Of course that come up mop up exercise and obekoso ewo nam yinu a edi anim no. Na asembisa ne say about 16.6 million people are actual dino. And in Yabiano, is that what the MPP was looking for, Sammy? Sammy, production for the MY in a minute now. You check your microphone. No, you seem to be having okay. Pacho, kasa afiye Ghana 40 kapa.
Majority Caucus.
Majority Caucus. Maminka say yeti Majority Caucus. We are also streaming live on Asempa FM, Asempa 94.7 FM on Facebook, Badoko New Patriotic Party.org, and also we are streaming live on Facebook. Into between at monitor the air course. Pacho yenti.
Nedi kind of money and share with you for. Na me more NPP cool maso so abaso.
Asempa FM.
Yeah, man yoko enye charity organization. Na ye share about to ye bintro see NPP amanyoko from polling station, electoral area, constituency, regional and national party. Ye na no edi ni yakoma yakukudro odo ne pepa and these are edintroyas. Yet the idea chiri a monitor from the very day one to say officially, the period the ban we yenra. I the mop up exercise also no air to us and then a question. Now my more party structures in na baso. Me more young parliamentary candidates are over here to Yaba a year primary so June 20th. If ye and check 10 days. Next year, Saya Hoboa Edikura the registration process. Yampaba, your son put your home together, and we've been able to once again rise to the occasion. Yami and me, a dear tree. My main use to a feed so. And some farm of the various volunteer groups. Mako Krasse, Mako Crooked to me crack a sim. Ye shall say Mako Jaso Akobebia cars, so a park, a lorry parks. Mako Fiefim. Together with my other colleagues who be also called across the country. Baby Abekubiana, it was clear said these volunteer groups, any more modern born now, almost I could draw the entire party structures and party members, Nechi, right from the polling station. I, dear Barcelona. A can be an NPP, Amanyoko, you beat me a case exercise your dear Uncle Shane.
So okay, say before process ni be fias you know. What was the expectation? Then an MPP
well, now we hear you NDC for. This is first of all no COVID-19 man confirm ko chiro mudin. Esanse nipa be wu. Ne etoso mienu omo
Asempa FM.
Ehun hia ntianse ye. Na ne etoso miensa omsan so ka kire Ghana for say sika say. Ade ye sha see from the first day. I did be our chassis, so I was eating problems. The first 2-3 days, let me hear some of the reportage and if you know media houses ni people. Just in your starting news item now near said that the one such shame said the 1 day 2 and now first day second day characterized by no social distance. Then at the same time also suppressing the fear factor. Say nipa bebre area na cosunti and say just say now we the strategy now the NDC Amanuku and some media houses so now omo adopt. We didn't give up. A woman for us a doctor for and a medical personnel for biswa come about long letter. A woman for be lecturers as over hundreds of them. So yes so no your teachers and say the bus. And this was against the backdrop saying NDC Director for Elections of the free anchor in the leaked audio. Eka said they need to bring Accra to a standstill and make sure say onene ene basabasa ebe koso se ne be ya abato edin trono entinin koso. In all this, no, we still kept our account and we decided say we are keeping our eye on the ball. And now you have about 16.6 million Ghanaians. And you kakra. Our provisional figures are Electoral Commission, they are brilliant. And just so much wrong. Now, Weno to me is victory for the Ghanaian people. And they say, once again, Ghana for no is a pretty the truth from propaganda. Say, Udi sa in Shishana abide any health authorities, they go akwem. We show face mask.
Asempa FM.
Maintain the protocols and social distance. With me, I could throw in Asaba. And Kofi, again, so no, me share this processor. Let me commend the Electoral Commission, the leadership, and also on district and on regional levels. This is one of the best and well-organized registration exercises. Me besha manual semono. Me do me nye bi echirako. Hwe. Me koya kopie center bi ewo yeji. That's Bono East Chiho baby. Na ehwo no pokra de yanka ncho se krobi hye sa part na nka wu se krobi hye. Na nipa kopie na mbisa so na ahase so macho so ye sha se nipa na ka chem se ono. But yet, my Electoral Commission for 20 years. But registration process, we are no as registration officer. Or then what started from A to Z, machine and break it down. And about 90 to 98% of the various centers are obekono. So because a machine in Puna fault about also, but in 10 minutes time, 10 minutes later, solve so MI.
Okay. So the process ne course in
the process for me and for us as a party, ye di any di echi no ya pro boy a boy no. We'll meet together as a team possibly on Monday. But so far all national officers reporter ye nano ye ho kasa and a reporter they met each other and taking the feedback from our regions and constituency. We think the process was smooth and was
numbers no. But before then, the fear it says so say could show dia any Ghana will be would ye to me because of COVID. Yes, also so apart from no crown and for any interested. So I'm do am ho be akwakushim. So I for kokochu din despite the campaign of COVID. And it's encofonye interested at this time. And the projections you had before about the intro because no. And you be our numbers, no, is it exactly the number?
I think this register will be a very credible register. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Yeah, Caucus started in Chono. The MPP all this while, near Jitum said, ya batwa human, and then you true you didn't woman. It cannot be, says now share your population in excess of 60% of Ghanaians. Actually, within our batwa. Now, yan this forecast, so when we yan sani, but don't share your projections. Matisse Bimoka say if 2019, as at 2019, now the updated old register was around 16.8 million. So say no, the provisional ones they are bringing 16.6. Yeah. Ne echi kakra. So wo jai ba kona na e wo na ye 16.8 million ne echi na. Nka afen na nka ba be limited registration exercise account.
And what was the projected figure for the limited registration?
Roughly around 2 million.
Okay.
Because in 2019, the limited registration exercise it produced 1.2 million fresh voters. And in an election year, we share the trend analysis now. In an election year, no time be no more fresh voters and stepping out to register and vote. No, na cost. Into now year projections that they could be almost 2 million. Now they can 16.8 now. They're talking about almost 19 million.
So the assertion and as MPP position say not register now you bloated no.
Yes.
Numbers are in and you be no. A yisa perception if Mutini says it's no more bloated.
Numbers are now a provisional.
Okay.
Because I feel no you deduplication. Deduplication also what it means is you be fifi boafu din in the details. Near the rest of the 16.5 point something million people. Near the rest fifi boafu throw ni din yemfa so throw Asempa studio. And I will feel has so sanko throw ni din
School of Mines
Polling
Station.
And that's all self you no sanko throw ni din ebia aboabo. Near who's a natural if you buff nipa back on register to see a cleaning nasa number the badown. And this was so because Matisse said the NDC's argument, Matisse Bimuso Mokase, if machines and system are ECA used to know. A year nanka it was what they talked about Esenka who register no so I register baby before Friday say quickly in a delete. It doesn't work like that. The EC was using what we call the offline system. The offline system, no, the system doesn't communicate with each other at the same time. Near happiness says, which road in the Wakocho School of Mines, the honorable need to Wakocho Nedia or Bimbela. Nemakocho Media will keep him nofa. These system need data, and at the end of the day, you know, you're the back together. Send a bear a honor the total number no more much wrong. Now, one more much wrong with 3 different centers in 2 different centers now. To say with the EC setting up a committee, adjudication committee, also be share to embark on cleaning our register. Now,
we have 30,462 are challenged.
Yes.
So that is apart from say whether the duplication or not. This is challenged
because you're also going to get numbers of people are registered more than one center. Into this register, and you confidence and you hope. With this new register, and say a year nankema bakona now with the 16.8 and a sanko limited registration and all add on more with the 18 or more with the 19 and you almost so I feel a non person for the first time now. You're going to add on additional 2 million or so.
Asempa FM.
You still would have had a challenge with the register. Again, Justice VC RAC Crap under Charlotte say or Tibet, Kobe or Monsham, and my NPP started pressing for a new voters register, and I bloated. On more committee set up by the EC under the previous chairperson, it revealed the say almost 600,000 Ghanaians a woman now almost film bomb. And then 600,000 they didn't step out to come and register. See, you are clear, so woman. But we bet
no woman. Obviously, I'm on mamma too. Danger better than they pose.
I want to pose danger.
It's
because a Nippon name is a film. And mind you can also have a system where in the old system are not easy using. Not just any facial recognition.
Okay.
To buy biometric details. And fair no another Jawa pressing a corner manual. Na me begin on my film, na me case me film, no be the mimi din e baba be true me din, and that's what the baba be to aba. Sometimes dead men don't talk. Me one my baba kase be amame. Inti it was extremely important. Say na obe share na omo film ya expand and no so nkyere say ya true din you obi no obe passing on to glory. But this will significantly reduce one more and ka omo be shemu a omo film ba na yedi bisa kan. And what that happens is that say a do time I to bar, then you have a problem with the turnout. Because over measure the turnout no to the register. But if register now is bloated, now in 2016, what did the trick for the MPP was their vigilance. It reduced NDC's rigging machinery in 2016.
There was this talk say, oh, answer ni beto aba ne kura no NDC wo 600,000 bi wo ho NDC wo 1 million bi wo ho enyenye bia no sa brady sa 600,000 1 million no every one
na you started from point 1.
Okay.
Asempa FM.
So wo bi na ye hidden figures se shemu a se se ye na ye corner frontal from base. And Mate NDC's argument so say I said deliberately na ye suppress on registration numbers. And I say some of their strongholds are people were not registering. The facts don't support the NDC succession.
What are the facts?
For instance, offer baby to say K2 South.
Yep.
In 2019, the updated figure now a 149,290. 149,290. If a no house be limited registration account, and they were going to add on additional 20,000. Not just about this 149,290 ABA you may have a challenge with. Now, the provisional one we have for K2 South is 138,334. That's one of the NDC strong. If I call the MPP side back, Ofori Chrome constituency in 2019. Near 124,783. Now, no, 106,243. It meaning say, Osha both the NDC side and the MPP side. Say, yeah, Pokra no bibi na akoshim, and answer na ebi mo film no mugusu wo. Now we have a register where people who are alive and people who are determined say they want to express their wishes and their will through the ballot. They step out.
But you're back to the K2 South argument. Mama yeti asese ade a Togolese eba betwere wundin enyenye bia no sabre looking at the numbers quite huge. Even though yes enuru de nanka etie previously and new people aba beka ho no enye bia no sa Togo for o man tuni ama na
me pese e be limit e ho pokra to just K2 South and into mama two examples from the MPP side and from the NDC side. The vigilance of the security agencies, we don't work for them. Almost you are man yes what the MPP was asking for was fairness and equal playing field. Say more biano MCC and for one eligible to register register. Yena yanko into the registration period with the sense say ye kwa kobo the rule with the CI 126 in mind where you Ghana ni mapa where the infedu watch airco nipa na dwumu kano baby a wokwa akotro ni din o ordinarily resident baby a watena che ana baby e ho enote sane e mai nyina no de bamu dia na sane pa no che se odimu a so timi atro ni din. But the situation we had from the NDC side was that it got to a point what exactly the point they wanted to make, because the onipa no take Ghana. The fact is say mama sir Boateng brothers Kelvin Prince Boateng and then Jerome Boateng.
Yeah.
Calvin decided to be Ghana. ena or switch nationality meboa and be Ghanaian inti mebo inti Ghana for a trodin see beto aba I said Jerome Boateng so because me nuane Calvin I say on one naturalizer be Ghanaian within the chaba be trade doesn't work like that.
I mean remember share numbers no. What should the MPP strongholds? Yes. Obviously Ashanti.
Oko baby to say whole central. The NDC in 2019 omukra 104,007. And then 2020 then 93,718. Okay. Likewise, obeko the other centers of the MPP almost so the no it be back form.
And I mean the question is and you be on the analysis no. Ma MPP ejina yie. An MPP
what we are asking for is that say about humanim eye krojin we will take our message to the Ghanaian people.
Okay.
Yeah, we are determined.
But the numbers can't tell you say you are winning or you are losing.
Asempa FM.
But you know your stronghold. So let me actually say in doing your SWOT analysis, you know, I have said if some number of coffee register, I'm expecting I'll get about 60%. I think numbers will go against me.
I think the MPP will be vigilant. And the figures, we are comfortable with the figures now. But the next point is, register. We've encouraged our supporters to register in their numbers. And they turn out to register. Millions of them, they turn out to register. But they don't know one step of their job. Okay. The next step of it is, now we have to make sure that on the day of elections, they turn out to vote.
We'll come and talk about getting them to come and vote. But, video be an area.
Yes.
And Kofu be a free Ivory Coast.
Yes.
Or Maba Ababetro Modin. Meaning, and yet to say the Nanki say a Ghana for a register pay, but still on foreigners Ababi Fremu. What does it tell you?
You see, we've had instances where you have filed a challenge as well, many places. But this particular example, a woman, CNA. We've had issues for Banda.
And interestingly happened in Banda.
Yes, we've had issues in Banda. Now you said the next segment is only Defense Minister where se nipano ehono te ehona nipano odiniga ana wohono watena ena nipano so wedi mfie du wotwe na adwemo nka no ye Ghana ni a ye ma no ho kwan mo cho ni bi but where wo benya a system where ye baba be chrodin na ye de enuanu bi de da bia no mo kwa kofa the 12 player no be fi ba bi on ka gro ne ho no de na baba be shem se wo ba wo popo ka so ye Ghana. But let me commend the security agencies. I can tell you, said the MPP did not sponsor bringing these people across the borders.
So you are not bothered. And the situation MPP Becca so young called to get the security agencies.
No, not at all.
Because when we
registration, we were clear in our minds to say, ye nimraneso, patapapio to credit manero. So would you tum set near money the airline app no satisfy these requirements corner kuchudi who here to trust them and now a near mana ye dear guaquemono won't satisfy a menko. And again, this Banda place has been a battlefield for any NDC4. Now shall be omufia the abesia cross dam Banda. Kovi ebia nipa dynamics here. One from Ivory Coast no more doabo. The one was Asempa Chiho, and I was there last week. Many abronya moko that side.
I saw the picture.
Yes, you called that side, that border town. Into Oma cross it from there. And the Rema and Banda is on the other side of Bono region. So there are two extremities. Just will be removed from one point and we cross it within the region. No, they are copied the other end.
And what doing you say where the border town to be of
the and I can register our Sampa. Meaning say when we cross the region, we go back. But when the reckless bravery, or their feet 1 point, and they are crossing the farthest point of the what region name. Because that is how it is. Now, what the member of parliament always insisting, saying Crofonum registering now, so you Ghana for. Then you have these innocent, I would say innocent Ivorians, because we've been a bit misleading. Or do my baby Gumas is saying, no, baby Kedrin. And yeah, hope your voter regional chairman and executives also had to block the passage of an oven and it's nipa ne gumu man they don't cross it from the border town. Last 2 weeks Sunday, many Kofi
Asempa FM.
Yakofa the border areas of Ho and Ketu Niketa side. And Kofi, I think sir maybe going forward as a country, Minister for Defense and his team, Ghana will porous borders.
And we must deal with it. But I mean, my final question now for you in common area. It's already 4 minutes after 9. Uti Asempa 94.7 FM. You may a majority caucus. Yabe course a registration exercise. You group will be. I saw one in the northern region, intellectuals in the northern region, and it was led by former Agric minister under the NDC. I saw another one, lecturers against voter registration. And if you look at the list, who contested for flag bearer positions, people who have held positions in government, in the NDC
so
government.
That list was bloated too.
Oh, of course. You saw another one. Who traditional rulers are, they have publicly, Abeka say, yeah, the NDC for. All of them coming together and kicking against registration exercises because they thought, say, registration exercise will inure to the benefit of the MPP. As organizer of the New Patriotic Party, they came into maybe our dear friends, so these are independent groups seeking the interest of Ghana for. I even heard about some doctors and as well. But the call list who say, na go Japan also a independent person. What does it tell you?
Oh, Kofi, I think that we have an opponent why determined to say obey BBR just to win an election.
Okay.
The MPP has a strategy going into this election. And our strategy is simply keeping an eye on the ball. You're distracted. Now, they said these groups are Wabobo, Mudini,
Asempa FM.
They kicked against the registration, but they registered.
I remember a gentleman or say Yanka Street is already registered.
But Kofi, when
and my friend Bernard Muna.
You're passing national health insurance. They don't know what parliament. And this is forecast and so they worked out. But then you know, women more enjoy more encourage them conference and feed them on card. Yeah, Ghana card registration never Ghana. The NDC's position was a man conform card. But then the former president and the leader of the party, trying to picture Jenny card. Yeah, a founder of the party, so called Jenny card. Then a chairman of the party, a Jenny card. And a MPs, a dinner party, and a card. So then I quite say 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. Yeah, would be a bar, a bem market, a turning point in the lives of people and the country. And this always kicks against it. Now, me dear, this is a party be a bar and a yabasomia. But Ghana for the etons and yenia. On be who say, ya swans, ya swansa. Could you answer them, they must send baby. The first stage, you know, see a control you. But there no any end to the process. Process in Babana, ya, not just say, Naya can say, Ghana for Kaya bre. Sabine de sumo. It had to take a battle be a yakotoye. Sabatono and the dissensus and so by and then said doom sonny to try. And the wabo voices I check a wolf for a woman few more who hear him. I want to tinnis you are not can need a swony ho. A sign about to be a mokoto ye the two man another danko kufadoni MPP. And then on a coffee free SHS about. About to be a wokoto ye and a man a Jumananka Pemo be or Napoli Vicenza and a Palermo or Mutitin toast. And then a buy be other Roman about to Nakofa 1 district, 1 factory, a Kufia Japan Kuma Francho, any a commander, any techiment, any techiman, in toast and out to Hono.
Asempa FM.
I had tomato processing factory. They say nuclear news would be in toast now. Ubina baby a big near processing and the value chain. About why a cotoyan and Ubin dry season. Sabian no more baby. A year you do dry season, Kuyon mean Kosono, and under the 1 village, 1 dam. And 1 district, 1 warehouse in no buy and say. Into about to win a won't soon so. Now, Mujidia Cassia Ghana for ya several a season where and Tronen no cray a baba say. Now, do some layer 1 more pie and free Yamia. Ubos a crowd color TV, not the Quaco Mobia black and white. Black and white is what the bower we have so and so for the next 4 years. Now, near Yenimna, we are yen so can yen in this one. The NPP in this campaign It will miss a COVID or hodie. But if we have to do hawking campaign, that is hawking from one place to the other, room to room, bed to bed campaign, place to place, we are determined to do that because a man that can see about John Ajekum Kufo, if he's on can PP to aswa, and can free SHS as some Nankiaka, ki a movie beyond free SHS. A year Nanka Kufo office on a Kufuado ebe to aswa, and can one district, one factory, can be all 10 factories in a district. It's in the say the campaign has started. To say Yatimia Churudim. Now, Abasubodi Amedema Party, Kuoman, ye mobilizers, and all our activists across the country, in party structures, and I say, Maya de Munio. To say you will 2 days of mop up. Ubibiana still unknown to, in fact, and for instance, Kede constituency, now you're station to station and market to market.
Now, this year,
and then I'm DC. Then one gentleman said, oh, I'm inside the baby next week, which I said, there were a bunan on one taste, I didn't know Dogo be no abel. Next year, Sonessa and Wako. The same thing happened at Lower West Achim. Yes, I'm Ankesi. Then the NDC accused me as a minus.
Asempa FM.
Register. Now, I'm saying, Nippon at the 18 on your minor. The fact say be on radio and TV as some way. So let's still encourage Omo din fear do working. I won't throw Mudin. Ye mom the opportunity. No muntimi si aban. Send me a bear.
But as a Samuel Oku, the national organizer, New Patriotic Party, and in any din common. Yet was to suffer in a defeating to us here, Uti Asempa 94.7 FM. After Yabisa and Yabiano, the New Patriotic Party, H3 Framantem for Anna. I'll give you some instances where leading members of the NDC, Akaso, MPP Fochri Stream 4. These days, we don't hear about MPP Fochri Stream 4. It is more about MPP Fochri Framantem 4. Richard, I hear about every Framantem. Baby, does he have the same feeling now? Oh, the minister in charge of defense, he's been accused, say, unknown and crop for the Omonam, and afraid Omu Bonkro, said Omuntumi Entro Mudin. He is here to talk to us. And Yabiano, the accusation about the Nekoso Ewo Banda and what happened, and as you know, and not say there was really the need. See Bema Bambo Fuako Banda, and aha, Asempa 94.7. Aha, a majority caucus.
Asempa FM 94.7. All talk, all day.
Asempa FM. Asempa FM. Asempa FM. Asempa FM. Asempa FM.
Asempa 94.7 FM. You may be say a majority caucus. Me amidi honchiame. Me dey ni fifi boafo. Ya told you me dey so say medical mo yan ntie no. Minister a share on main asrafo adwuma so. Honorable Dominic Nitiu e wo me nchen ha say. Minister akwaba. Let us say. As a voice from Papa.
They be a Yambrana Yankasa and this before the Haji.
I see. That's fine. My member Richard is so about Nafi and to us, but then said Richard it's now. My main kind of four messages I come share with us. Said the member Richard and Quaya Fana Kunya. Now to us, Uti Asempa 94.7 FM. And this message says, okay. Walanyo Inakwetia says, the current voter register is the best for Ghanaians, and there is no way non-Ghanaians will be allowed to register under this dispensation of the MPP. NDC can freely fill the sea. That's a Walanyo from Akwetia and at the end of the buy. And let me look at other messages. And okay, people are talking about the cocoa industries. there'll be time to talk about Cocoa. Anyway, Davis Opoku Ansa, who's the MPP parliamentary candidate from Priosto constituency. Also, Sami Okwe and his team, no, Abo Ejuma, in this registration exercise. I'll be reading your messages, but the end to us. But Dominic, role bang and soldiers. Namu kase omun play during this registration exercise. Because the say, what do you say omun ko intimidating for? And it sounded more like omun intimidating Voltarians. Was that the reason?
No, Debbie. No, yes, sir. The deployment of soldiers not based on the registration exercise.
Okay.
It was based on the closure of our borders and the COVID response. Yes, started to deploy our Ghanaian soldiers in March. Now, registration and grew it. So it had nothing to do with registration. We increased the numbers in April, and of course, at the tail end of June, increases numbers. So it had nothing to do with.
And then the mass are increasing by
because now, as we go on, who said the number of people are using unapproved rules? Now it was increasing. Now it was increasing excessively, especially after we lifted the restrictions. I mean, we eased the restriction and also lifted the lockdown. Now who said more people are back Ghana using unapproved routes. Some people thought now it was back to business until we use Okada to cross and bring people here and there and that kind of stuff, and it was giving us a problem. And for every 10 people that we arrested, especially immigration for arrest, especially within Ghana and our foreigners, a third of them were having the COVID disease.
Oh, really?
One part.
Moko test your mom say you really do
until you test best 30 people, about 10 of them will be positive.
Scary.
Yes, test here now about 10 of them. So we decided say, because at that time Ghana was testing in huge numbers. Your neighbors now more on testing. So we decided that will not sit down. Of course, it is coincided with the registration. But
Asempa FM.
For now, deploy,
But
we decided that they should go and assist immigration, Juma, but they should go and assist the immigration and ensure will be on cross border, whether in or out of Ghana. They should make sure we assist. That's why I may say the soldiers will not be found at the polling stations unless we invite them. They say if you cause trouble at the polling station, the soldiers will come there.
The Omaba station, but me who pictures of Nkofor even in Kumasi. And other places are a typical border areas. I who says soldier for no more there.
Until I say, so if you bring issues, so if you bring trouble to your area, your station, the soldiers will come there to assist the Ghana police.
Okay.
Assist them
specifically no more yet to assist.
On him say internal security is the purview of the Ghana police. But the soldiers have a mandate to assist them. Into your joint security operations, Operation Come Live, DBS. So just up until if you go out right now, you're going to see soldiers and the police working together. Yeah. Into by 15th of June, and we deployed them particularly on the 19th and 20th. But by 15th of June, now you're taking decisions. Say we should increase the number of our security forces on our streets because of increased rates of armed robbery and other crimes. Because just as the people were crossing, the crime rate started going up. When the lockdown came, the especially armed robbery was almost zero, virtually zero. Crime rate was so low when we locked down Accra and Kumasi across the whole country.
Because of you.
Across the whole country, very low. Immediately we lifted the lockdown and we eased
Asempa FM
started going up. Into so your phone police for security has no more buy and told us we should give them a budget because they want to do what we call an enhanced calm life. So enhanced calm life, should I say, they will increase the numbers to have visibility of our security forces. From the 19th of June up to now, we have more security forces on our street to ensure that the crime will come down. But during their work, if you invite them to Asawasi because it be a problem be wo, and I say if you invite them to Oforoko and I say because the problem be wo, you are going to see.
You said during elections and so your constituencies and as your specific polling stations we were you who say how the flashpoints and Tokwasa see or Basabasa see when Gramu deploys soldier for so Omonkonkoboa a Jumano and Yabiano was one of the things I now here say in such instances no Omobebe hosted the Kobani say Basabase Binia or Metumi
in doing normal security analysis, dissect, resect and us. We analyze the security situation of every polling station, every electoral area, every constituency, and generally every region. You better analyze it, but like I said, we first deploy the police to do their work, but we don't deploy and target the police station because of our history of violence and we're going to put soldiers there. But we zone the place to put soldiers in such a way, say, so they can easily come in and support. Even during the MPP primaries, we did same. Yeah, same. We analyze the constituencies and realize we need some bit of backup to wait. And there were a lot of security forces, soldiers are now abonti, and the police were inside. In the event, they need them, they will come in to support. Otherwise, I saw you for northern region, I saw you for Watamale. So if you don't deploy them strategic places it's very difficult for them to be able to move to Tamale, say Damango. Uba in Krena, I saw you forward the Bema camp and then Michelle camp. They are not in Kaswa. So if you decide, say, oh, okay, stay in your barracks, and deploy, and then there's fighting in Kaswa, for example. It's not that you're going to deploy your soldiers. You don't do that. You are preemptive. You will begin to be proactive and deploy in such a way. Say, they'll move in. And that's why I keep saying, don't invite the security forces to your place. You only invite them because of your behavior. So you got tutu, or you start fighting, or you start bashing people against the law, you will invite the security forces. There are
specific incidents you see here and the reaction from the NDC. But Richard, is it because we are MPP? You didn't feel such and someone now or can say free water region no abuying agencies tatam or more money and they are letting you feel someone in Ghana for. Is it because we MPP and answer really these were just in summer year to create tension in the country?
Yo Vivi Mechia na TFO Mechia na minister also Mechia no asamu de ne tete no waka no and say nipa bi na aboye trimuze ye de be politics ne yeka no kwa ba ko enimu say ye tu eni esi bi no so say omo de ye ma omo register ana say ye intimidate omo wo ha say nipa ka sa asem we omo mpe the presence of the military commandam say be dia ko enimu kakra
sure
and say soldiers na wo ho no more borderline and these soldiers aba no more hwe borderline say nipa makro ni mu a eno ho intimidation e de wa he omo ni krom enti borderline omo intimidate Ghana for and what borderline
Asempa FM
intimidate omo enti no omo police borderline no from day one registration started water na me wo ho last week Friday and I'm a by this time Saturday all through the night till 6 a.m. Yep, me fa border no so me ne nipa ba ku mienu bi na monitor soldier for immigration for eye adwuma no they were stationed our border ho a omo hwe omo dwuma so aye enti no kura ba gogura mbo nim se ma aka ne tete chire no emachirem but no kura ba ko enimu sei say obi atwireni esi nkrofo so Caucus South and say any other place our minister aka say this country all around no you deploy people to police the border no obi ani ho at least the amakwa ko hu no of water region no and Caucus South specifically obi ani ho atwireni esi obi so
oni nkrofo am ye Evers
yeah
and near nkrofo am one crime you relate with Omo at different places and different levels. Did they have the same feeling at the end? This no person say sana ekoso na ana uko baby probably obi nim say we MPP ninti o treat you say we less of a human being just because we ever na.
Yeah, some way, sometimes very difficult in Posa will engage a conversation like this because
unfortunately,
yes, the could be say me the Bema will be Agenisa because Ghana how amongst the tribes, one of the tribes are Ometukwai. Our Ghana ha or more settlements across the country now are Votarians.
Sure.
Among other tribes. And he said, yeah, treaty will say we are less Ghanaian. And then Yama Kwaba, Yama baby atna, I will talk away with man. Affable. You know, see, near tea, Ashanti region.
Asempa FM.
Across this country, even all the way to Gonjaland, your settlement, Votarians are a war. And what is this thing apart from say will be a politics? Me ni sa feeling biasa. Me whom be answer sa. And I will share yabako say mu said ya see ye nyoma Ghana ha. So you have interaction with nipa bakubi na no one nkuta hudie achira o say BBC ya. And only a different as a personal thing, but as a systematized thing say abanye wa Ghana ha. Titru MPP abayin ni ebeka say na yetu ediesi obi so no enye enukura bi anim
sa otene sa na ya ofa no
ana mo predodo na metesa anu na me say nipa no a o ka se no o bi a o insecurity bi ana say eye the political purpose titru no NDC for and etumi use side way ab nationalize the way say obi against Votarians because a serve or more purpose.
Remember back to the purpose. No, maybe say at what point and we has say I ask uncle say we Votarian to be penasem and say we Nordna and now we Zima into be penasem. Is it only during elections and yet and answer Kobane say ye share the national cake and I am a gun and BBBA Obi empenasem but maybe
Papa we are. How are you going to know say you're Votarian? Fifi, dear, what the NDC is doing, I bet ma fa basa eba crew, and I would advise the NDC say munjaisa say, emboa Ghana, emboa NDC, and answer so emboa Votarians so. Check the number of Votarians in the Eastern region, hundreds of years. Ni achim
Asempa FM.
Check the number of Votarians in Bono region. Hundreds of years more. Only problem here. Check the number of Votarians in Ashanti region. Hundreds, if not thousands of years. Only problem here. Check the number of Votarians in Kwapim land. Hundreds. If not thousands of years, only problem be Fanti land, Dentre land. So where from this NDC so-called treating others as he said, Munya Ghanaians? Yemko voter region, polling station by polling station, and I say constituency by constituency. Why? Owo ho, and I say Akachi, and I say Sogokofe. And I say Aflawu, and I say Denu, and I say Wahwai. Oko Jina line say me register, and then Obibe catch and say, ooh, Yaganani, free hall because you are never. The NDC for what they want to bring to this nation, I think say.
Do you feel threatened, say, we Ghana because say Kobane say, the show bitrima say. Ono die obi mpewasem e develop hatred
and somebody general Koko Anyido
General Anyido that's Koku's father
yeah. General Anyido
yeah.
Try
about the Martinez
find time and interview him.
Okay.
Now unknown the force commander in Rwanda when the incident in Rwanda started. Misre find time and interview him. Okay. The causes of trying to bring tribalism and ethnic ethnocentrism in a state and the effect of it. Mr. Mbwagano. It is wrong, it is backwards, it is primitive.
Asempa FM.
And idea about Bwagana. Still, me here sa evidence.
I don't see any.
adanse no me hiansa adanse a NDC for say the security forces and answer MPP and answer Ghana for treaty some evidence and answer umunya Ghana for. I'm waiting for that evidence because me who's our evidence. There is a localized problem in Banda. Enu de ampa. Uko Banda Akaya Krum virtually 99% evidence. They registered peacefully. Obi amba ho ebe catch them say oh we there who nya Ghana for. But look, no candidate who wants to win an election will sit down for someone to buzz people from nowhere to come into another town to come.
Yes, in the case of Aswansia, majority chief whip Muntaka Mubarak said on Priman conform Aswansia to register.
Me see. NDC4 they prevented people in Aswansi Saboba. If you try to buzz, your opponent will try to prevent them. Enya Eve, Enya Konkomba, Enya Dagomba, Enya Gan. They will try to do it. Muta Ukai 2012. Nilante and Osla had to get a big cut. What was the reason? The reason he said the accounts who were in your friends Akamfo now Cantonment free. They only work the woman free, so they will not allow them. So at the end of the day, you say, oh, we are saying that Akamfo Ghana for. Let's just be factual to ourselves and understand how the politics is being played.
Politics are now because
Kumasi Oforokrom has more than 20% efforts. Did you ever hear say Obi in Oforokrom Angloga? Say the voters are more Angloga. They didn't force them not to register. Wait, me say the NDC for what they want to do to this nation. Look, you have been calling voter region your World Bank. The BIA your World Bank. All I want the NDC after 16 years. World Bank for say we na NDC World Bank.
We'll talk about development and other things, but
it's important. Yeah. Because so message, then you start bringing tribal things into the play. But that's the problem with the NDC.
You haven't started registration exercise, no? Minority for your press conference. I don't catch there will say, "Can you soldier phone free?" During process, ne start say, and also, or him be so bad complaining. Say, "After mama soldier for baby show almost or any day account." Adentina the omoka any actually when you menfio.
Me he want free because na enye aflawunkwa na a soldier for call.
Okay.
The deployment was across the entire nation. A soldier for na omu voter region, Oti region, northern region, northeast region, upper east, upper west, Bono region, Savannah region, western north, western region. Na a soldier for baby na ye wo border no. A soldier for na. In fact, the greatest number na e wo north enye voter. The greatest number of a soldier for na ye north. In fact, a soldier for na e wo the northern eastern border no almost double a soldier for now more the southern.
Argentina and this young complaining about the soldier for na
maybe they didn't care about the people of the north. Maybe they didn't care. Maybe they did not care. It's as simple as that.
And that's because not a political advantage.
Say I saw your four call. You better say Accra. Na a bisusu kokumanse, and you decide to fight for only Accra people. Then you don't care about the people of
Asempa FM.
So we saw it very clear. I said maybe they didn't care about the people that now more Oti region. They didn't care about the people that now more northern region. They didn't care about the people that now more upper east. They didn't care about the people that now more upper west. They didn't care about Bono. They didn't care about Ashanti. They didn't care about western. They didn't care about western north. Maybe they didn't care, and it's true. They don't care. That's the only reason. Because we feel say we see as what you for. More border no. They don't intimidate people. What about the other regions? I saw you for the numbers cry. I want other regions. Don't see change voter region.
I mean, for Kutuza men can't say Uchina say per se Iranti out Chinibra.
Referring say me say I would catch and say on the bay teacher.
Asempa 94.7. What about it to part of us one?
it's a very serious matter. I sama ya nyina yamfa sasem no. Say ye with the digura Ghana. What they have started, say if we don't stop them in their tracks immediately, especially the chiefs in Volta region, especially when the Volta region, they should put them in check and let them stop immediately.
But Maminka is our headline, Sima. I just searched. This is Ghana Web. It says MPP hates Nordness. That's an NDC MP. This one says, this is CTFM Online 2016. MPP will dump Bawumia, never allow him to be president. This is former President John Mahama. Nordness are tired of playing second fiddle. This is former President John Mahama. And this is also on Ghana Web. Vote for your own brother, Julius Debra, to Nordness. And you can find out this also on Ghana Web. MPP hates to see Evers and see them as foreigners. This is on Class FM Online. MPP hates Zongos, Eastern Regional Chairman of the NDC. Government deploys soldiers to Volta to create suspicion. And the suspicion basically to say is Mukran Yenyimundi. So when you hear some of these things, and just like I asked the question, and I'm back on who did you also know, Richard. Yetisa in same way, Abra ye babeto aba. You don't really hear them say you can say, oh yeah, kwakwa ye kwine. You don't hear say, oh, ebia omo mufi Western region, aba impoma 17 ye kwine momo. Omo mufi Volta, aba impoma 7. And you only hear them Abra ye to aba. Why that? Richard, do you know?
As well as the answer needed is there will be a because
it is not really about non-Twaba. It's about the development. Because so is to give development.
I say you're right. You're right all the time. Yeah, about for Bremqua. NDC for no. What's that headlines? Our country in it has to do with the NDC. Yeah. Classic example of tribalism in our politics. That is almost strategy. That is almost propaganda. FTT. 1992, yesterday's republic. The NDC for the politics, tribalism. Yes, sir. During those days, and Omoka said, don't vote for MPP. Utwabama MPP, you pamum with Ghana.
Yeah.
So, but Yetra Krumuha, 1992, 96, 2000, na mencha the MPP win here. Ghana asesa kwan biswana. Ya pamo obi efi Ghana ha me
Asempa FM.
But still, and this is for you say that strategy. Because Oshe obi anwa, people are attached to their tribes. That's sentimental, and they ride on that to create animosity, to create anger, and incite the people against a particular political party. A debi any Ghana ha NDC fako jina baby say ye campaigner omo ka say ye ba ABCD ne ye beye enti monto maye na we ni ya mamu we ni ye beye ya be koso ya mamu na we mu so mo beye say omo ntumi anya omo beye say omo ntumi anya NDC fo nim sa ade ne yo na nse mu na ye for so mo fa vision ni we mbra kora ye mfa mai so enti no ayomo basic internal coded messenger debia omo deploy. And all the time, they check and they look for occasions. Deploy. But this year, this election, they are very unfortunate and they are not lucky this year. Say, some of us have decided, this subject must be engaged right now, all the way to election. Omopa, they should do it. Maybe they will try a different tribe, but to use Votarians as that tool, instead of giving Ghanaians a message and to show why they are alternative, unless somebody says, this year now, we are prepared and we are engaging them right from the beginning. This afternoon, we've held a series of clarification messages to ensure, amount for we are engaging the youth. So, say, this is not politics. Now, Ghana, emra ene government ye nyina obian sori anopa nka nkyere wo se wonya Ghana ni free ha na emra bia so ni policy bi aban we di aba no there is no way a discrimination bi wo mu a ye dey free SHS aba yes ye nya no voter region ba akoye na Ashanti region eastern region ko bibi samai entino the goal I have and it's a debiara that election breso NDC foka tribal assembly and no is for them to excite people and make people angry, and sometimes because emotions are involved, people who are supposed to know that some more can hear and sometimes they get roped in,
get charged.
Exactly.
Because of course we in the process here kase woni wabusuya for obi time obi chiriwa
and work up without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Only interesting matter. On say assassin and nedaho. And I'm say colonialism ye ba ya no muchiche ya mo ye border. Assassin so yankwa nkosi baby na say aha na esi na ha na we dey start in terms of actual visible gap obehu. Na nipa wo ho no omo de mo ye nipa foforo wo hu o ma wo say. From Aflawo and from aha go to Aflawo cross it to Togo no. Ayasase ba ko na ya chebu. Teda no ye na mo border no so na ye ko hu the original pillar no a German for ni see ye dey separate Ghana and Togo no.
Okay.
Ye ko hu sa pillar no. Enti sa pillar no ayasase na eto aso. Na nipa ete ho no betumi aye busuafo a omo ye de asi pillar ne say aha na ye Ghana na ha ye Togo. Wo ha omo a ewo Togo afa no. Omo agye atumu so omo Togo. That's it. Sansem no yakase na obi wa ha na the bedroom wa ha ne bedroom wa ha asem no. Ene yakase asem keka na omo ka.
Ye kan bi di kwa.
O dia say eba na Togo fo to aba wo ho. Ghana fo mpre ye ho say ye kwa akoto aba ne bi wo ho. Omo mfre Ghana fo so ha nso so ye mo so mu kuro muti mo mra mbetro mudi. Na eba Ghana ne ye tire din ato ya ba. Na afedi ye NDC fo ko say e na Togo fo mra. Me am no te hey. Me have siblings omo de omo ko school say ye ben border din no omo ko school Togo omo wie ma ye dwuma Togo ebesi na me no ka say omo Togo ye dwuma me ba wu na say me ko ye ye na nam say ya close border din no me sisters omo bi am ye ne bi o de ase omo so ye Ghana for but they have decided say Togo no better enti say ba abato a omo ba kompom fra me so me ba betro me di ato aba. But as a matter of choice, they belong and they want to be there. Just everything. But what NDC and say about a dintrust or agents are masuma Togo. And it is a mina omanyamia wokwa what the 100 bar or cha or scow betty, or the 200 bar or scow betty. And to woko tro mudini we are oji card no. Nekura abato bre no wako from ababa beto aba eno ntina ma NDC for ya konsa akun. But the point is Fifi aden na obiti Togo Ghana sem mfa ne ho ono wanya na adwimpo so ba beto aba wako friends on beto aba and semwa ekoso ye di nkomo Ghana say ye pe free SHS say ye pe free SHS say dumu so ha ye na dumu so en ha ye na ye say ye to aba ma obi a obetumi a solve sa problems ya ma ye na wako friends e nipa ne se on meye no san sem no en ha no. Enya de e fa no ho say dum so aha na se mo pa free SHS en fa no ho say
enya de
benefit ana se be ha no say ye na dum so mo de be tra forever o frɛ no no be to aba no say dia open no enya say or solve problem no enti yen the rest of Ghana no na ye say tia say fa say nipa no ba no be to aba ma nipa bonen a obe ha yen Ghana ha enam say ono be wini a ono ba be share so a yen pene sa akwan no so no wo frɛ say nipa no ba be to aba wo sisi yen. Because no autonomous aqua or say no I say be you and you
ya boni panti or ye na dwuma no
or ye na dwuma no akọ say be bo aga no emu aga no ababa ye and no ye ka say nipa no or ye mind papa or beto aba or de na adwene beto ho say ba ya metu ye be bo me na say mbo me ono no emfa ne ho sa
because we Ghana ni answer oto aba ubisa say bia me ekua ni aban bi betumi aba ye be ma me afidi a metumi di ado free ana announce say betumi akọ free SHS but on so no to
akọ ni baby
by Fifi na see na Togo for to aba did you hear say Ghanaians have crossed the Togo to Gambo
maybe they only contractors on be fan for free
if you joke try there samba
Okay.
You try to go
so
to
it means there's some fear strobi or
a deliberate effort on the part of the NDC for say young foreigners to come and vote.
Okay.
In October, Ivory Coast forward to Aba. So when you're Ghanaian, go there and go and register and say, Ukotoaba, you won't come back. I think our people, especially the NDC4, all Ghanaians must learn that kind of thing. Say, you don't go to vote, but you want someone to come and vote in your country. But look, I am going to say, somebody will say MPP, won't pay notness, won't pay vote.
I read some of the headlines. Numbers are responding to it.
So, we this year, and answer your hine. Who do you put as your Asafo? The head of Asafo? Your warriors?
What this year?
And you this year?
Because this year I'm quite Johnny.
Massa, Awufado, who is his defense minister? Who is his interior minister?
Defense minister, there's a certain Dominic Nitiu. Oh, that's you, right?
Now, Obi out on pet notness Asem, and you feel comfortable to sleep. Say, who your defense? Who your interior? Doesn't make sense to anybody. I don't trust notness. Me, I go for them. I don't trust notness. But I will be comfortable to give my defense and interior to such people.
Just Obambo nyina share. Asempa
FM.
Doesn't make sense to anybody. I will trust them enough to say, oh, I'll sleep comfortably. Who defense? Not now. Who interior? Not now. And still, somebody will want to tell notness and answer and say, oh, I go for the unpel myself. I think that NDC, maybe I may come say NDC for any message, then they should just keep quiet and do their Bobo. Because what they are doing, what message are they telling our young kids? Your young kids are that are growing up. What's the message are they telling them? So Fifi, where they are simple. MPP is a national party. It was formed from amalgamation of Evers, Nordness, Akans, Gans. Check the antecedents of MPP. Munko check the antecedents of MPP. How the United Party was formed. Maybe MPP free buy. Then you understand. Say the Evers, the Votarians, they have a bigger stake in MPP than NDC. Okay? Northerners. Now you were 15 seats from the north. When they formed the UP. Satam Dombo ni Abafakabonko. They have a bigger stake in MPP than NDC. That's where their root is. Then you have their Kans. The same thing. Ashantis. Achim, the same thing. Bigger stake. Gans, the same thing. And the Muslims, the same thing. That's what we call the United Party. So you see, you before you are talking about
Asempa FM.
When the NDC4, so if they begin to talk about you before, they're talking about Evis, they're talking about Northerners, they're talking about Gans, they're talking about Akans, because they and the Muslims they form what we call the UP.
Mami, this is a question. It's not about you, but Richard, Asempa say, a dear bang, and now a bema will be a resort to tribalism, because the New Patriotic Party, President Akufo-Addo say, Sabaya Babetri, it should be on records. No. Well, former President John Mahama said another 8 years. I thought it was 4 years, and in fact, indeed, it's 4 years. But also, we're 8 years. We know former President John Mahama was vice president for 3.5 years, and then he was president for 4.5 years. And we are looking at records. Why would someone or the records better say me baby di or minus so na namuri to me ma me say me nye adwuma no? Dia me ye nti mo nhwe ho na mo san ma me to me say me medi mo so san say ma kire say o ma me kwan a mesum yi. O say me mpa no. We ye sirimini we ye ever we ye wasani and nti mento aba ma we mento. Why would someone prefer so beka ethnicity instead of performance.
But there's a question there, another, and it's a Nipano uni the or the better the content and say mention my way.
Maybe the case or no, he's just fighting for you so that you protect your ethnicity or what?
No be ampesa, and only a bedi. So, yena Ghana for yina penkoso. Adebako awo I no correct. Said the Amaka, I may speak, may know Kasa as somebody who is aware. They say there are airways all across this country. And they say nkoso biba Ghana ha na a Ashanti region aba Votarians will benefit.
Asempa
FM. Me to kwan kwa Ashanti region me here visa na mako. So a Ghana. Utu kwan eko northern region. Na nkoso ohwa as citizen of this country no, you participate, you enjoy equally. What do I say? Entino development ena yempre. But nipa onimu say oh no na butai anase the party butai or more the ye jumano. It's not about developing honestly this country. It is about owning and assessing power for the sake of it. And yet NDC history to now. Krate be a book be a so one with the omoka. Yeah, but omoka say okay. Almost say for most part of 18, 19 years by the other down man no only plan be as of develop krui.
Yes, sorry.
What I say? The idea say that is true from their foundation. What they that done to for no one ekosi ho. And he said they don't have a plan. Now the Chroma na vision 2020
Oh, we are in 2020.
Okay. And then Yankopon so oya na ade kwapa so and 2020 omonte so. What they say? They don't have a plan on person with develop Ghana. Entino e bani edi nkomo kire wadwen ni yenhwe hwe nka adan pa ntina krom ha. Ama akoko do baby krompo ni yehwe a MPP is doing a lot more of social interventions in this country. Free SHS Osha only I see a social democratic party no. Nkomo na yes ade we na yen ahwe so aka so na ye ba ye be ye say be ni say. They haven't been able to do it. Who can't not to brofo and you be progressive and you be say. So, entino say you be politics na ye campaign nam nipa habechere ya adwene na eno so no ya hwe so ato aba no. NDC ni sa basis no. Omo de ne de biara de say ye chemu ha na ye chemu ha na ye chemu ha na omo ko a
Asempa FM
ewini. And no is their MO. And former President John Dramani Mahama were escalating a day to a very fearful level. And America said, former President John Dramani Mahama, he's endangering the lives of Ghanaians with his rhetoric. He said, and then what he said, NDC regional chairman, voter regional chairman, warning a professor, yes. Yes. Oh, Bobby be any penny fee. And all the year, the vice chancellor of UHAS.
Yes. University of Health and Allied Sciences.
Or threaten the penny say, oh, yes, or T.A. Because that is how they want to incite voters. Say, young Kun Krofui, young Kupapewi, young Pamono. In this country, I am surprised. This Yabai is sometimes we allow the law too much, even to the to sometimes to the frustration of some of us. Asempa worker where he shouldn't have left that place unquestioned. We know what Tigana and what catch will be said. Like literally, you are threatening the person, endangering that person's life. Say, okay, na you be sorry, a code if you acquire the basabasa and one a year. But that is what the NDC want to do. That is a kind of savage politics. But
usually, you about starts our registration exercise. Demonstrations are a cause or memo, and demonstrations are not a cause. One of the things are not. Was our demonstrations? Moya registration now basa ABC. Moya demonstration now basa ABC. Is it an idea? Because one of the things people also said, they said, "Me crowd here and shy a man called phone coach Romudi."
Asempa FM.
Do you get a sense? The people say, "Young fellow who share or many so that a man called at nature." There are those who have even suggested, say, if you look at the dynamics the demographics of the country now, MPP seem to have more of the middle class and the upper class. The middle class and the upper class no fear say, so it inures to the benefit of other people, some grouping say Sadia, let's create a sense of basa in the country so that we'll keep their supporters out of the polling stations and then we'll have our people. Where can we beat one now?
Obeding Sasana tell the data menjindi, but Sasana tell the MP before you would I see a cost because your policies are not targeted at the middle class. As a party, our policy, this administration, from President Kufuor, from health insurance and all of those things, it is targeted at the least privileged people in this country. Only any Biekuran benefiting from an MPP administration. Until then, we have to reach out to them more. I don't believe that data, but if the balance of things shows that way now, then we have a lot of work to do. In a sense,
I tend to believe it in the way because
yes, sir. The more educated an individual is, the more likely I'll be over to about my MPP. It's correct. So I'm not surprised, say, Obi are middle class, no, because Obi need policy and Obi what policy. If you're middle class, who will you vote for? It's simple. And these formal need policies. They don't have policies, and the MPP do. They bring a plan, more policy. They know where they're coming. They know where they're going. That's why the middle class will follow the MPP. But I'm saying, say, for NDC to parade themselves, say, they are going to defend other tribes, especially Evers. Why didn't they vote for them
Asempa FM
to do the Congress? Argentina, all the Evers who contested on the NDC 4, they actively made sure they all lost.
I think it's only the deputy youth organizer.
See, they actively made sure the chairman lost. The general, they actively made sure because everything was clear. Said that Nabulapu was going to be chairman. At least from our intelligence, everything was very clear. Said that Nabulapu was going to be chairman. But they actively made sure or Lucy. So I am very clear in my mind that the NDC are only trying to use the emotions of the Evers to achieve a certain plan. But that is not the way as a country we should go. I expect, and I'm making this call, I expect, the chiefs in Volta region will condemn that statement by the chairman of the NDC, targeted at the doctor. Japan. That's Dr. Japan. I expect, I expect, the MPs will condemn that statement because it's the most dangerous statement.
Few messages now for Ian Rapper because our time is up. Cozy says, valid point by the defense minister. The military was deployed to several other regions, yet there's deliberate attempt to over-exaggerate the military presence in... okay. Tribal politics is outmoded, myopic, and shouldn't be given any attention. I hope people will continue to see through this. Greetings to my venerable minister and my brother Richard. Remember 1 minute each. Now for the Amayemusu. Nana Hezi Oju says, honestly speaking, the action and the inactions of the NDC has confirmed that they will always bring
Asempa FM
to vote for them in their strongholds. In the case of Banda in 2016, a little of 5,800 voted for the NDC. A little of 5,000 voted for the MPP. The difference was 500. Strangely, Esiedun Ketia told us that the military has stopped over 41,000 people from registering. But looking at the numbers that voted in 2016, they were less than 1,400. So we ask, where from the 41,000 people?
Banda and do 41,000.
Esiedun Ketia must stop 41,000 people from coming.
Esiedun Ketia, in the Banda case, very simple. They signed an agreement.
1 minute.
We signed an agreement at the Regional Security Council side. They will not bus people. They will try to make sure, a challenge will be only at the polling station, the polling station 4. And the NDC, the MPP stop busing. Now first, the MPP was doing it, the NDC was doing it. And the MPP decided to say, you sign this agreement, we will respect the agreement, and stopped. And the NDC decided to say they won't stop. They will continue to bust people. And there was a reaction. Until that the Regional Security Council decided to send, and yes, I just as you for almost any police, soldiers, and others to ensure that they bring in discipline. You go and sign an agreement and you go back and be busing the people. You are just bringing problem. Until I saw after sitting Katina or Masem, he was just looking for trouble, nothing else. And I want to appeal to the people of Ghana. Say, the man keeps joking a lot. They should just ignore him. The military of Ghana will keep protecting all of us. They are impartial. They don't support a political party. They are there to protect every Ghanaian. Maybe Ndoya, all of them. I'm just saying that my brothers and the Gomba and Konkomers, that the soldiers are supporting all of us. They are not here to come and say I like Richard because he's an Ever. Look, if you go to all the soldiers who are deployed, we have Evers, we have the Gombes, we have guns, we have everybody.
Asempa FM.
The soldiers are for everybody.
The soldiers are for everybody.
And so they will continue to support the people of Ghana and make sure Ghana will be firm. Look, let me assure the people of Ghana that nothing will happen. Even saboteurs who want Ghana to bend, it won't bend today, it won't bend tomorrow. Yeah. Akufo-Addo will hand over a better Ghana in 4.5 years' time. Okay? He will hand over a better Ghana to his successor. And I hope, that successor, the people of Ghana will give that successor again to us. Because the NDC, John Mahama, what is coming to look for again?
John Mahama says NDC back because MPP, the Akufo-Addo, 8 years. Do you think it was just a slip? Or really, the whole discussion, they see the MPP record, extended to 8 years. Was it just a slip, or probably it tells us something?
It's not a slip. It's exaggeration born out of desperation. And is not a slip at all. Only Mudiaoka. Because the comparison use 8 years. And they compare 4 years. Yes, in his mind, but exactly. Minister Asempa Okaya, my main council Sunchiro. Here, Water Region, Ketu South, deployment. There was a military officer who is part of the deployment, who is the brother of the former MCE under the NDC.
Oh, I see.
Nimia, NDC was part of the deployment. So how are you deploying a brother, an NDC person, to go and intimidate people in Ketu South? It's not as if they deployed everybody from Akan land to go and intimidate people. They have airways. And most especially a Ketu South person whose brother was an NDC leader in the constituency. So when you actually say the NDC is only doing propaganda, but let me leave you with this data. I think it's significant.
Okay.
Countrywide, nipa ya challenge you. Say so prove additional so you Ghana ni. 30,462.
Yeah.
That is 20% of the population. The majority of that
2%.
2.20%.
Yeah.
Majority of that Mfi Water region.
Okay.
Second majority of that Mfi Water region. Greater Accra is the leading place, about 5,000 and change. Ashanti region about 3,900 and something.
Interesting.
And so that goes to tell you. No be catch or say yes, be no Ghana fonti and challenge your more. Oma Ashanti region Ghana fonti and challenge your more. It's the process. Embra, this is how yadia to me say ye be jumano. Yen ye according to law. Ubia and single out votarians or any other tribe say omo de ye momo register.
But I was very Richard, the best here say Richard Ahiagba, executive director, Dankwa Institute. Honorable Dominic Nitiu, a minister at the Mad Defense Ministry, or also a member of Parliament at the Mabimbila constituency. Udi Kante Samuel Uku, national organizer, the New Patriotic Party, NK. If we say, if you are here and if you are there, if you are there, be a baby, no, a board no tree, a pemua, you be share our Asempa 94.7 FM, our majority caucus. So, the free sabre kono, you bedding como, afraid the other babaton seni ni asheni say. And Yabiano, Yadi to Michelle and Akufo-Addo 7th January 2017. No. ɛdɛn na wayɛ nti a sɛ wode toto nsani ani de to deɛ John Mahama bɛyɛ ho a ɛwɔ se ɛma Nana Akufo-Addo kwan ma ɔtoa so ɛsiane sɛ wama yɛ bibi papa nti ɔnabo ne ti wo bɛsan so aba bio na afei ahwɛ sɛ ɛdɛn na wahwɛ ma afei asra dwuma no atumi akɔ so na aboa Ghana ɛne nti yɛbɛhwɛ various sectors ne so yɛde ho aseda bɛkɔ ama Kofi Japan Ralph saa nso ɛna afei Krobia Sam O'Brien boy the entire team my boy and afei good fellow thank you boy I made you in the brew and of course the team from Asempa Muslim boy made you in the brew bidding any fifi boy for nyame de chen ya best answer share next week Friday at 8:30 or Majority Caucus. Have a good night.